I'm John McPeak, and this is Community Focus, presented by the Friends of MCTV. In this third segment, our guest is Delois Leapart, the founder and president CEO of Adoption Option, Inc. Welcome to Community Focus.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Delois, could you give us a brief history of Adoption Option, please?
Well, it started over 15 years ago when a group of humble volunteers had the goal of increasing the visibility of the opportunity to adopt. And so the name of the company reflects that. The name of the company started out just as simple as Adoption Option, Inc. So that if you saw your brother tonight or your uncle or your sister and you said, I talked to Delois from Adoption Option, Inc., she might say, oh yeah, I was talking to Mary at work who was interested in adoption. Give me Delois's number. We didn't want you to be able to say the company name without raising visibility for the need of children in foster care and adoption. And so that was the thought process behind the company when it started with a few volunteers. Since that time, we have had many milestones. Can I tell you about 5 of them?
Sure.
So the first one I'd like to talk about is that we've been blessed by virtue of the 15 years we've served the state of Michigan to help people in 37 counties and counting. Each year we get a new call from a DHS office asking us to help, and we love doing that. We've completed adoptions every single year with DHS since 2007, and before that we did adoption home studies. But this year we're on track for our second highest year. We've already completed 31, just one more adoption, and we will have met our second highest year in terms of getting children permanent loving families. And then the third is that when you look at all our services, adoption, foster care, licensing, family preservation, we've served 633 children in 2018, and serving many more this year. And then if you look at all the adults we've served, in 2018 we served 413 adults. So you can see over the time period we've been here for 15 years, we keep growing. And the last slide, the last milestone is family preservation. We actually help families get back together. So a child has been placed in foster care, and we can work with that family and do parent education. And sometimes we are able to help families go back together instead of a child being adopted to a different family. So it's a great staff that works really hard on helping families and children.
Now, does the Adoption Option require contracts with either DHS or parents for all these programs?
That's an excellent question. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is who we have contracts with for every single program that I mentioned, with one exception. That program is called LEAP, Learn, Evaluate, Achieve, and Play. It's the only program that's aimed only at middle school children, and it is 100% funded by the local community. Every year we have been able to offer it for the last 11 years. It's as a result of donations from individuals and foundations and others. So we are grateful to be able to continue to offer the LEAP program.
Now, your primary sources of funding, you just mentioned donations, but you also have fundraisers. So
right. So our primary source of funding are the DHS contracts, and then our secondary source of funding is individual contributions, and then our third source of funding is the fundraiser, and we've got one coming up this month, November 14th at 6 p.m. at the Great Hall. Will be our 6th annual Jambalaya and Jazz. And I know when I mention Jambalaya and Jazz, everybody wants to know what the menu is. So there it is. That's the menu. All the restaurants that we know about, but don't worry, this is being taped early, and if you want to be a contributing restaurant, just call us at 989-839-0534 and we'll add you to the list. But this is the list of Great Lakes Bay restaurants that will be serving jambalaya, comfort food, desserts. We'll have a live band. DJM has always been our live band. Our guest soloist is the well-known artist from Midland, Michigan, Giselle Meyer. We'll have a silent auction, and we've been blessed with so many sponsors. As you look at this list, you can just see this event reflects a lot of community support.
Who are the honorary chairs of this year's Jambalaya and Jazz fundraiser?
Oh, we are so blessed to have Mr. and Mrs. Rebecca and Mr. and Mrs. Gordon and Rebecca Cox. Mr. and Mrs. Gordon and Rebecca Cox have been a part of the Savant Labs company. They're the second generation family owned business. Everybody knows that it started 50 years ago because there was a wonderful article in the Midland Daily News describing their journey to becoming an internationally known player in the oil and lubricants technology. So we're just excited about having Rebecca and Gordon as our honorary chairs.
Now, how much are the tickets for this event? Where can they be purchased?
There are 3 locations to purchase tickets in advance. Adoption Option Inc., our physical our physical office is located at 4008 West Wackerly. ITH Staffing, their physical office is located at 415 Jerome. And then you can always purchase online. At the door, the tickets go up. So in advance, it's $55, whether you get them at our offices or at ITH or online. But at the door, it is $60.
And the online address would be what? www.adoptionoptioninc.org.
Yes, and then you can navigate from there to the online purchase page. And of course, if you have any trouble, just give us a call at 989-839-0534.
And the website is also a good place for information for anything with adoption options.
That is entirely correct. But I like talking to people, so that's why I'm always quick to give the phone number.
The phone number first. Dolores, thank you for joining us on Community Focus. Keep us informed about Adoption Option and the Jambalaya and Jazz event. In our final segment today, we'll hear about the fall concert of the Midland Community Orchestra.